Welcome back. In the next minutes, I want us to explore material design, what it is, what it isn't, and why you should care about it. Material design is a design language that was created by Google in 2014 with the sole purpose of making apps not only beautiful, but also usable, predictable, and meaningful. Now, design language seems pretentious, but you can think of material design as a set of rules. If you follow those rules, you're likely gonna end up with an app that looks and feels natural in the user's hands. Now, this guideline is publicly available for everyone, and right now the third version is out there. And that's because, as with everything, it evolved over time. It got better and better. Well, at least we hope so. Now, what you need to know at this point is that most of these rules from the guide are great. They produce results. They talk about simplifying layouts, using bold colors, using motion to provide meaning, and so on. Just look at the old Gmail and the new one where the rules are followed. So it's night and day. Material design does help. Now, all these guidelines should be considered when you're building an app or even a website. Now, think about how your clothes are made and why they're made a certain way, right? There's a reason why, pants have two legs, or why a t-shirt has a certain length, or why there's a hole right here, right? Proportions have to stay within certain parameters, right? If you don't follow the most basic rules, you're gonna end up with crazy designs. So this is what material design is trying to prevent. The only problem is the packaging. The guide itself is a bit difficult to follow. It's a bit overwhelming. Now, you might have visited the website. My God, this is way too much. And you're not alone. Now, again, this is the third version. Google revamped it several times and it's still being updated. But even so, it's still somewhat difficult to follow, especially in certain sections. The wording is a bit too complex at times. And overall, this makes it very hard to read and follow. For example, things like pixel density, density-independent displays, scalable pixels and whatnot. These can intimidate anyone. You then move on to other parts and you find examples where it says you should use 72 dp between the title and the edge of the screen. dp? I thought we were gonna use pixels. How do we convert pixels to dp? Do we need a formula? Do we need a calculator every time you add a rectangle? So these are the types of things that leave you scratching your head, and again, this is just one example. Now, what we're gonna do in this course is we're gonna have a down-to-earth approach that will produce great looking apps. So this brings us to what material design isn't. It's not a gift from the gods. It's not the end-all be-all of apps. While it does give us a lot of resources, I personally don't believe in following it to 100%, like it's the Constitution, like it's the law. No, I found situations where I had to deviate for loads of reasons. So that's why in this course, I'm gonna teach you some of the best design principles I found to be bulletproof, practical, and easy to use. Now, most of them can be found in this guide as well, while other ones have been discovered through my own experience and working inside Adobe XD and building apps. Now, what I want you to understand is that there's never a discussion whether this or that is a part of material design. And that's because it really doesn't matter. What I like to focus on is results. Does the app look good? Can it be coded without any workarounds? Does it give us the intended result? These are some of the questions that go through my mind and guide my decision making. So, to sum it up in one phrase, we're gonna use material design in our apps, but we'll also deviate from it from time to time. We'll refer to it, but we won't worship it. And with that being said, let's jump to the next lecture.